Hi there, connectors, and welcome to another episode of Tales from the Towers. I think this is episode 9 so far. And today I'd like to quickly speak to you guys about some social media influencers I follow and things that I learned from them. And specifically, this is a lesson to my kids, to me and Thabo, who I adopted. Um, Daddy loves you guys so much. And one day when you're a bit older and you need some advice, please come back to this podcast and listen to this. This is a very, very important lesson to learn, especially if you decide on starting your own business and entrepreneur, if you want to become an entrepreneur, but not just entrepreneurs, for anybody in general that feels stuck. And if you do not know how to plan your day and your life. So let me start here. Let's start this way. Um, I was following a guy on social media called Alex Hormozi. Alex Hormozi is a brilliant young man. I listened to hundreds of his episodes of his blog posts, and I think he's 35 now, worth more than $200 million, and an absolute business genius. And then in one of his podcasts, he mentioned, or somebody asked him, what systems do you implement and follow in your business? And he mentioned some things like for every employee he has a 4R document, a roles and responsibilities and requirements document that he sets up so every employee is 100% certain that he knows what to do. And then he mentioned, just quickly, very, very quickly, he mentioned Alex Charfen, and then he went on. Now I rewound it. Let's just hear that name again. Alex Charfen. Alex Charfen. Did I hear correctly? So I Googled Alex Charfen because if Alex Hormozi speaks highly about a mentor or somebody that he follows, surely this was a nugget of gold. And listen, I was listening to hundreds of hours of podcasts of Alex Hormozi's before I got the name Alex Charfen. So obviously, I go and Google Alex Charfen. And I found a blog post called The Momentum Podcast. And it's just amazing when you start listening to the very first episode and you get goosebumps. You start getting goosebumps. And the weird thing is, I played the blog post, episode number 1 of the Momentum Podcast, and there's 870 odd episodes at the moment. So I played the very first episode after I listened to it probably three, four, five, six, 7 times. Got goosebumps because Alex was describing my personality type to a T, exactly how I felt. Exactly, even his opening 1 minute intro was me. It felt like me. And I played the podcast to my business partner Niku, who does the sales and the marketing, and he said he can't really relate to this guy. It doesn't make yeah, he's not relating. He relates to Alex Hormozi 100%, one of the boys, and but Alex Charfen struck a nerve, and I'm actually getting goosebumps again, but emotional. Sorry, thinking that there's somebody out there that understands us entrepreneurs so well, and I absorbed his content. I went through hundreds and hundreds of hours of his blog episodes and just literally let seep myself in his wisdom. Alex Charfen is a business guru. Alex Charfen is the wisest entrepreneur and coach that I've ever heard of and ever listened to in my life. And all you budding entrepreneurs out there, please do yourself a favor and go listen to the Momentum podcast by Alex Charfen. I tried to join his coaching program. Unfortunately, I do not qualify because I'm not rich enough. Alex Charfen focuses on a very, very specific entrepreneur that's stuck in his business that earns at least $1 million a year. He calls it a run rate of $1 million, so a turnover of $1 million a year. I'm not there yet, but going to be soon. He charges 2,000 US dollars per month to consult and join his membership group. Again, I do not qualify, but I can tell you by just listening to the podcast, we've already grown our turnover by more than 30% since June, just by implementing what he's talking about, just by implementing the advice and lessons that he gives. Not telling us how to do it, not telling me how to do it. I had to read between the lines and figure it out. But boy, one day when I hit that $1 million mark, I'm going to join as quickly as I can because there's so much good stuff that I'm missing out on. But I'm trying to read between the lines because he tells you what to do, but not how to do it in the podcast. And then one day I got to a podcast. I cannot remember the number, but in the podcast, he was talking about a morning routine and what the ideal morning routine looks looks like for an entrepreneur. Because entrepreneurs go through so much stress and chaos in their lives. The only way that we actually going to deal with all the stress and chaos is by having a plan. And there's various facets to his morning routine. For example, he does a he calls it a primal walk. Hydration is very important to him. But one of the things that he mentioned was planning your day, and this is how you do it. So I made a short acronym. It probably sounds stupid, but it's Giraffes walk in the night. GWITN, 5 steps. And he's got this book called The Momentum Planner, which you can go out and buy from him. And in the Momentum Planner is a section, I think, where you plan your day using the GWITN system or methodology. So, what does the acronym stand for? So, first of all, guys, this is so important. It's made a massive difference to my life already, and I've only been using it for a week, and I can literally see what a huge impact it has. The very first time I spoke to the team, our team, the TechConnect team, about this, Nico said we need to implement this now. Let's get everybody moleskins and print this out so that they can start using it. So the G stands for what am I grateful for today? Gratitude. And it's so important to write down what you're grateful for because all negativity is just banned from your life if you're grateful for things. All negativity towards people and circumstances, if you just write down a couple of things that you're grateful for, it just changes your whole outlook on life. The second one is W, which stands for wins. Now, you'll see why it's in this order. What did I win at yesterday? So remember, this is what you start doing in the mornings. It's quick. It takes 15 minutes, 10 minutes, really quick. It literally takes me sometimes 5 minutes. What did I win at yesterday? Think about what you did yesterday and how you succeeded. And this is where the next step comes in is what is my intentions for today? Now, Alex gave it in that order, but I swapped it around a bit. So GWI, giraffes, walk in. T is what is my to do for the day? All the to dos that you need to do. Then choose your top 3 to dos. Do not do more than 3 to dos because then your to do list, as Alex says, becomes a to die list. The to dos just go over to the next day and the next day and the next day. So I do my to dos first, and then I say, what is the top 3 to dos? And then what is my intention for the day with those to dos? I think I'm probably messing this up, but this is how I'm interpreting it. What do I need to get done today? And what is my intention with what I'm going to do today? That is so important. I'm going to make a vlog today describing Alex Charfen's um, methodology to do your morning planning, your morning routine. And I'm going to really, really try and educate my kids on and send them this video and tell them to use this system every day because they're going to learn so much and it's going to be so useful for them. It's going to make them a success. And even the young and budding entrepreneurs in South Africa, or entrepreneurs that are stuck and feel overwhelmed, use this morning routine and you'll see the difference that it makes. So, my intention is to make a fantastic vlog today, and that leads to manifestation in your life. The power of intentions. If you know what your intentions are, and your intentions are good and pure, and you manifest that in life, it becomes true. Your dreams and your hopes realize. The next one is, so obviously you've got your to-dos now that you've done. What's your intentions with your to-dos? The next one is noise. So Alex defines noise as anything that causes stress. The other day we had a massive thunderstorm, and the next day I wrote the thunderstorm caused me stress. It caused me noise. Can't do anything about it, but I just noted it. It's there. A dirty car causes me stress or noise. A Having to cook dinner every night causes me stress and noise. And what do I do about that? I made a plan by buying healthy pre-packaged meals, ordering it online, dinnerbox.co.za, um, and having it delivered at my house. And now every evening I've got a pre healthily prepared meal which I heat up in the air fryer, and it's delicious and wholesome and healthy. Some things you can change, you can do something about, like the meals at night that's basically causing me noise. Some things you can't, like the thunder that stresses me out a bit. But the fact that I wrote it down just makes me acknowledge that this is causing me noise or stress in my life. And the only way to minimize noise and stress in your life, according to Alex, is having processes and systems in place to deal with it. You need to minimize the noise in your life. So, giraffes walk in the night. If I have a look at my book that I write everything in, remember, I told you about my moleskin book, and I did everything on the list. There goes a W for a win. I won that day. If I didn't and I have to take stuff over to the next day, it's an L, but I want to have as many W's in my book as possible. And with this morning planning routine, which I've only been using for a week now, and can already see the difference that it's making in my life and in the noise levels in my life and the things that are happening in my life. It's absolutely amazing. And I'm so glad I got that from one of Alex's vlogs and one of his blog posts. And honestly, guys, if you want to have a business guru that can lead you and train you and help you, listen to the Momentum podcast. Then start implementing what you hear in Momentum podcast. And then getting rich enough to join Alex's team for the real nitty gritty way of running a business properly. He is a genius, and he's changing my life and he's changing my family's life. In the mornings on the iPhone, we listen to him going towards school. I can see that the kids are really, really understanding what he says and implementing things, basic things like my boy Thabo. Well done, Thabo. He's head boy. He was nominated head boy a couple of last week. Um, he's starting to understand that the fact that he's different does not make him weird. He's a busy boy that loves running around and playing. And the weirdest thing is, he can go fish and sit for hours and hours and concentrate on that one thing, but then he's been diagnosed with ADHD. So Alex calls him a hunter. And that's what my boy is a hunter. So, if you want to understand yourself a bit better, much better, if you're an entrepreneur and you the evolutionary hunter of your tribe, as Alex likes to call us, please listen to this podcast. It's going to change your life. Can't stop thinking about how fortunate I am to have stumbled upon this. Thank you, Alex Hormozi, for actually giving that info out and helping the world also enjoy a piece of this guy's wisdom. He's an absolute business guru. I think he's a genius. So Alex Hormozi, sorry, Alex Charfen, guys, listen to him.